Good evening. We'll call the meeting to order. On behalf of the Planning Commission, I'd like to welcome residents and viewers to this regular meeting on January 14th, 2025. On tonight's agenda, we have one public hearing and two discussion items. But before we get started, we have one housekeeping item to take care of, and that's the approval of the minutes from our regular meeting, December 10th, 2024. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? All right. If not, is there a motion for approval?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there a second? We have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those minutes are approved. With that, then, we'll open the public hearing. And this is a withdrawal of the combined preliminary and final plat for AKIN KNOLL. And Tony, you're going to take this?
I will take it, thank you.
Yep.
Commission members, before you this evening is a application for withdrawal. As you are aware, this particular application has been continued a handful of times over the last couple of months. The applicant is still working through some utility decisions that they have to make in regards to the development itself. And because of that, staff and the applicant have agreed that a withdrawal is probably applicable or reasonable in this situation. They will come back at a later date once they get the utility portion of that development figured out.
Okay.
And will reapply at that time. The action that is requested this evening is to close the public hearing and accept the withdrawal of the application for the AKIN KNOLL combined preliminary and final plat.
Excellent. So with that, then, I look for a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Call the roll, please.
Windshield.
Yes.
Teske.
Yes.
Lato.
Yes.
Snowbeck.
Yes.
That concludes our public hearing item this evening. We will now move into our discussion items.
Krista, can I have
Yes.
you also make a motion to accept the withdrawal
Yes.
as well?
Can we make a motion to accept the withdrawal?
Motion to accept the withdrawal.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Call the roll.
Teske.
Yes.
Lato.
Yes.
Snowbeck.
Yes.
Windshield.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that concludes our public hearing item this evening, and we will now move into the discussion items. The first discussion item is Meadowview Preserve, second edition and final plat. And Tony, you'll take this one too.
I will. All right, there we go. Thank you. Before you this evening is the final plat for Meadowview Preserve second edition. This edition consists of 75 single-family lots. It's consistent with the approved preliminary plat that included 138 single-family lots, and that was spread over just over 61 acres of land. So that yielded a density of 3.12 units per acre, and again, that includes phase 1 and phase 2, the entire development. The minimum lot area within the second edition is 7,764 square feet. The average lot area within the second edition is 9,476 square feet. Minimum lot width and depth would be 60 feet for the width and 130 feet for the lot depth. The property is zoned R1 planned unit development. The setbacks that are applied to these lots would be front yard setback of 20 feet. Side yard, the interior setback would be 6. Side yard corner, 20, and rear yard setback of 6 feet. There are no outlots that are associated with the second edition, just lots. This is just a copy of the plat itself, basically taking an existing outlot from the first edition and converting it into lots and extending road right-of-way. Everfield Avenue and Everglade Path will both be extended north with the second edition. Everglade Path connecting into the existing roadway within the Troy Hill development to the east. 192nd Street is in the center of the second phase, and it connects both Everfield and Everglade Path together. Everfield Avenue consists of a 60-foot right-of-way with a 32-foot wide road. Everglade Path consists of a 60-foot right-of-way and a 28-foot wide roadway. 192nd Street consists of a 60-foot right-of-way and a 32-foot wide roadway. All of these roads are consistent with what was approved with the preliminary and the first edition plat. Should be noted 190th Street West is planned to be constructed from the from where it currently terminates at Everest Path, west to the Everfield Avenue intersection. The right-of-way for that portion of 190th Street was dedicated with the first phase. I do want to note that construction work that is associated with that will be subject to a separate review and further discussion on some costs associated with that between staff and the developer. As far as parks, trails, and sidewalks are concerned, similar to the first edition, we will see cash in lieu for parkland dedication. The entire Meadowview Preserve development, phase 1 and 2 combined, required 5.36 acres of land for park purposes. With the first phase, 2.62 acres were dedicated, so the remaining 2.74 acres will be due with this particular phase. Sidewalks will be provided on the north and west side of Everglade Path, the west side of Everfield Avenue, and on the south side of 192nd Street West. Bituminous trail will be constructed within the adjacent outlot, and that's Outlot A, Meadowview Preserve, so as part of that first addition. That trail will run north-south through that outlot from 195th Street West to the 190th Street West right-of-way. The engineering department has reviewed the second edition final plat and recommend approval upon satisfaction of all engineering comments related to the construction plans for grading, streets, and utilities, as well as the applicant entering into a development contract with the city and all security and fees and costs paid. Therefore, the action that's requested this evening is to recommend approval of the Meadowview Preserve second edition final plat, contingent upon the following, and forward that recommendation on to the city council. Number 1, the satisfaction of all engineering comments related to the construction plans for grading, streets, and utilities. And number 2, a development contract between the developer and City of Farmington shall be executed and security fees and costs shall be paid. Submission of all other documents required under the development contract shall be required.
Excellent. Thank you, Tony. With us from Summergate Development is Brian Tucker. Do you have anything to add to Tony's report?
Good evening, Commissioners. Brian Tucker with Summergate Development, based out of Lakeville. I don't really have anything to add to Mr. Whippler's presentation and comments. We look forward to getting started on this second edition here, and hopefully don't get delayed as long as we did this past spring with getting things started. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Sounds good. Well, with that, we'll bring it back to the commission for questions. Commissioner Winchell.
No, I just have one question. The development looks good so far. Driving by, it looks good. The roadway with the center median that you put in there for the turn lane, everything looks good. Tony, how much is the cash in lieu for do you have any idea for the 2.7 acres?
I do not know specifically off the top of my head, no.
Okay.
Is
there a formula that you guys use?
There's a formula that we use. It's based off of, and it's developed at the time of it's based off of the appraised value, basically. Okay. So you take what the per acre value, and then you multiply that by the acreage that's required.
Okay, just a question. Nope, that's it. It looks good. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Leto.
No questions. Everything looks good. Thank you.
Commissioner Snowbeck.
Are you curiosity how long, what's the projected, full development of that area? 2 years, a year?
Yeah, so we'll be building the rest of the infrastructure probably starting in April or May, weather permitting. And then the builders that are currently in phase 1 are interested in taking the lots in phase 2, so it'll really be just kind of dictated by market and how quickly they can get through those lots.
Yeah, well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Great. And yeah, I don't have any additional questions or concerns at this point either. I think it looks good. So all right, in front of the commission is the recommendation to our city council on Meadowview Preserve, second edition final plat with 2 items as Tony has outlined. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Motion for favorable recommendation to city council. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. Any more discussion? All right. Call the roll, please.
Leto.
Yes.
Snowbeck.
Yes.
Winchell.
Yes.
Teske.
Yes. All right. With that, we have one final item this evening, and it's more of a farewell than a discussion as we recognize an outgoing commission member. Tonight is the last meeting for Commissioner Leto. Tony?
Yeah. I would just like to express my deepest regret that you are leaving this commission. Ms. Leto has been a valuable member of this commission since 2019. Wish you the best in your future endeavors. And if you ever need anything, feel free to give me a call. And with that, I'll turn it back to the Vice Chair.
Excellent. So Commissioner Roddy was unable to attend tonight's meeting, and I just want to lead with some notes. He left for you. So here we go, in my best Dirk Roddy voice.
Okay.
I would like to recognize and thank Commissioner Leanne Leto for your service on the Planning Commission. Your expertise in real estate helped the commissioners many times resolve issues before us. It was your smile and gentle way you treated others that we will remember. You treated our residents with respect and kindness that made them feel comfortable, almost like you were having a conversation with just them. We wish you well and with all your future plans, and we will miss you. Sincerely, Dirk Roddy. So I also want to say I echo Commissioner Roddy's thoughts and Tony's as well, and I do wish you the best in your next chapter, and we will miss you. So
Thank you. I'm going to miss you guys too.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep, she did a good job of making me feel welcome on the first day and kind of mentored me along the way, so really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great. I've been so lucky and honored to have this. I was hoping to become a city planner when I graduated from college in 2000, and so I only waited 19 years to make it happen, so I was very, very excited. So thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been wonderful.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Tony, anything else from staff?
I have nothing.
All right, anything else from the commission? All right. So I'd like to remind our residents and viewers, our next scheduled meeting is February 11th. All right, so in tradition, I'd like to ask Commissioner Leto to make a motion to adjourn our meeting this evening.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
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 The commission is officially adjourned.